Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence. Today I want to talk a little bit about video length, and in this niche in particular, this streamer conscious one take kind of niche, I notice a lot of my fellow sort of YouTubers that do this kind of thing, right? Their videos tend to be somewhere in the realm of 4 to 8 minutes, right? And yet mine, if I do a video that's under 8 minutes, that's a very short video. If I do a video under 10 minutes, that's quite a short video. The average length for these videos is probably about 11 minutes, right? And then there's a lot that go on for like 14, 15 minutes, some that are like 18 minutes. And then there's some that are like upwards of like 20 plus minutes. And generally, if a video is 20 plus minutes, I would call that a good video, because it means that I've had a lot to say and I've told some kind of story in some kind of interesting way, and I've managed to get in depth in various things and come to some kind of conclusion. Not always, that's not always the case, but it's more likely to be the case that a 22-minute video is of high quality. That's one that I'm really, really proud of compared to like a 7-minute one, right? And yet other YouTubers in this sort of field, they all seem to have sort of more 4, 5, 6, 7-minute videos, right? And I was sitting and wondering why. Is it a flaw on my behalf? Is it that I take too long to get to the point? And I don't necessarily know if it is. I mean, I certainly do take too long to get to the point sometimes. Actually, no, I don't think it's that I take too long to get to the point. I get to the point immediately, and then I just stay in the point, and I sort of dance around the point for ages, right? Say, that's my point, okay? This is the point, right? This is the video runtime, right? So, boom, now there's nowhere to go. Do you see, right? So now we're here, right? So, hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Moz's Lessons in Confidence. Today we're gonna be talking about blank. Okay, here's blank. And then we're orbiting the point, okay? So I'm orbiting the point, touching on different things, right, as the point goes on. Let's say it's a video about filmmaking and like motivational filmmaking, right? So getting in and, you know, creativity, blah, is over here. The practicalities of sets and that kind of thing, and finding crew is over here. Maybe editing is over here. Something else is over here, right? And I'm sort of orbiting, right? And, right, and then going a bit wide and going up a bit like that. So it's not like an orbit, like a planetary orbit. It's kind of almost like is it a spidergram? You know those things where it goes around, and that is almost like the beat, almost like a heartbeat monitor, but as a circle, if that makes some level of sense. So you're finding different points along the way, and then cobbling these points together, drawing lines between certain points to connect them. And then the goal is to connect every point with the overall point, which is in the middle. Right, so you have little points along the way. So that's my main point there, and then I've got comeback points here, right? These are some points, and then here's another point, and then here's another point, and then here's another point, and here's another point. Okay, and I want to get all of these points together, and I want to take these little sticks and comeback point, and I want to kind of make that happen, right? And I want to make that happen on the other side with another like line, and I want to draw all the lines together and then come to some kind of conclusion now that I can see the pattern, or I can see the whole, right? That's what I try and do with these videos, and that's why sometimes they are quite long, is because I'm trying to work that point out. And sometimes like there's two that I think I've done that are like 35, 40 minutes, which were very personal videos that also told a story. So alongside of that connecting the point sort of thing, I'm telling a linear story from the past to the present to some idea of the future, right? Whilst covering the points that are within it. So I think I did one about my issues with alcohol like ages ago, right? And I did the video about it, and the video tells the story of one, how I first started drinking, how drinking became a problem, how I realized it became a problem, my attempts to stop, my successful attempt to stop, and life after not drinking anymore, right? So it does, so there's points that are touched on upon those, some of which are baked into the story itself. So I think that is one of my best videos, because it just lends itself really well to this format, right? Whereas sometimes you cover like a topic which is very, you know, technical, say, I don't know, filmmaking equipment, right? That's very technical. You can't really tell a story with that. you know, to nearly the same sort of successful degree. I mean, you can do it like, I bought my camera, here's how I bought the camera, where I bought it from, blah, blah, blah. But eventually you get into details which no one cares about. No one cares if you bought your camera on Amazon or eBay or Etsy or from some mate up the road. Doesn't matter. What matters is the camera itself. And if maybe there's a point to be made in getting your equipment from various places to try and get the best possible deal or try and find the right camera for you, that kind of thing for sure. But at the same time, it's harder to draw a linear story out of that because it's more of a nebulous thing rather than the story being the crux of it. So maybe going into the future, I should try and do more like storytelling videos and just tell an individual story, maybe go into some old anecdotes from like, I don't know, my childhood or like later on in life. You know how like 10 years ago, they used to have like story time animated videos. I remember there was one about a guy who worked at like some theme park or something like that. And it went into his store, like the little things that you learnt about that. Or there's that big successful guy whose name I've forgotten. He did a series of them about working at Subway. I could do stuff like that. I've been meaning to do one about my time working for a bookies, which a bookies, by the way, is like a gambling thing. It's like a pub for gambling, right? So I want to do a video about that because I have a lot to say on that topic. But the thing is with that is it's about getting yourself to the right level of confidence to actually tell that story, right? Generally, if you do a video like that, you can only do that in one go. You can't do like 6 or 7 other videos alongside it about less important things. Like when I did that one about alcohol, for instance, I tried to do another video and I just thought, no, I can't do this. I physically just can't do another video. I've videoed myself out, right? And so, yeah, that's kind of how I think about the videos in and of themselves. And maybe that's why they are so long, is because I leave in all the little flubs along the way. Or maybe it's like I try and pack in too many points into one video. I'm not entirely sure. But the only thing I know is that my contemporaries tend to make shorter videos than myself. And is that a problem or is that not? Is that an indication that I have too much of a rambling sort of attitude, or does it mean I have more to say? I don't think I have more to say than other people. I think that'd be a very arrogant approach to the world. I've got more to say than you, so I make longer videos than you. No, I just think that maybe I go at a slower pace. Maybe I try and put more video, like maybe they would make 4 videos where I would make 1. Maybe that's the case. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. I mean, when this channel started, all the videos seemed to be like 20, 25, 30 minutes, right? I think they were that long because I wasn't as good at doing the talking thing compared to now. I'm not saying I'm great at it or anything like that now, but I certainly am better at it now than I was 6 months ago. And yeah, back then I probably rambled a lot more and went on pointless tangents that didn't matter to the overall point. And I still do all that now, that's the thing. So I don't know why the videos generally trended shorter, where back, say in like October 2024 when I started this channel, the average video was about 22 minutes, right? Then by the time you get to December, the average video is about 15 minutes. Then by the time you get to about February, the average video length was about 10 minutes, right? So they're trending on the shorter side. Maybe in a year's time, doing these videos, I'll be doing 4, 5, 6 minute videos like everyone else, I'm not sure. It would be interesting to see where the channel goes, what happens, but I just thought it'd be an interesting question to raise. Why the discrepancy? Why are these videos longer than other people's videos when we're using the same format of generally not cutting and just going out into places and having a chat? I would like to know. I don't know at the moment. But yeah, I hope you managed to get something out of that the kind of thought process behind these videos and what they're about and that kind of thing. Hope it gives you some kind of insight to maybe go do it yourself, because there's room for everyone to go out and do these kind of videos. Everyone's got stuff to say, everyone's got something to get off their chest, everyone's got a field of expertise that they can engage with, and everyone has the conscious mind to explore new topics that are interesting to them. And I think everyone should give that a go. I mean, a few of my mates have tried it at various points. I don't think they didn't get lucky with the algorithm or anything like that. So, they're getting like 30, 40, 50 views and stuff like that. They don't actually want me to shout them out because they don't want, a big YouTuber to come down from the fucking heavens and go watch this channel. And then everyone goes and floods their thing with subscriptions but doesn't bother engaging with the content itself. Like say if I got shouted out now by Mr. Beast, right? It wouldn't do me any good. I get a load of subscribers from people that aren't relevant to my niche, right? That aren't part of my general target market, right? My target demographic, they're not part of it. They're much younger than my target demographic. Mr. Beast probably targets like 12, 13, 14-year-olds, maybe 15-year-olds. I try and target mid to late 20s, early 30s. So very different, and you know, different topics that people are interested in as well. You know, so yeah, that's kind of the overall idea. The topic that I wanted to raise was, why are my videos longer than other people's? And I don't think I've found some kind of coherent answer, but I do feel like I've explored some possible answers, why it's the case. And I think the most likely one is that my videos, I don't know, maybe they come from a very vague sense, because I start with a vague topic, and then as the video goes along, it kind of concretifies, if that makes sense. So maybe say, I don't think about, you know, I'll go into a video and think it's a music motivation kind of video, right? And then I think, well, in what kind of sense? Because I've done one on, you know, writing lyrics, I've done one on doing vocals, I've done one on playing an instrument, I've done one on buying an instrument, I've done one on collecting so many instruments, right? So I just then try and think of where else can I go from that? I could go from recording and maybe record all your music, record every session that you spend playing, or maybe time practicing with the guitar. I could go into that sort of thing, but I don't sit down and have the entire idea figured out beforehand. I go into the video kind of blind. I generally just have an idea of what the overall topic is and a direction I want to take that topic in. And I don't usually have an idea of the conclusion that I want to reach. Sometimes I do. Probably makes for better videos if I know the conclusion I want to reach. So I might try and do that more going into the future. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you got something out of this. Yeah, let me know your thoughts, particularly if you are a YouTuber in this sort of niche. Yeah, if you do this kind of thing, just going around talking to yourself in the middle of parks or cities or whatever, please let me know your thoughts on why these videos are longer than your videos, or maybe your videos are even longer than mine, and why do you think that might be the case? Is it just that brevity is the soul of wit? Don't know. I don't know that for sure, but I think it's interesting. Because also the watch time on these is pretty good. I mean, people don't like click off after 20 seconds. People stick around for a good 4, 5, 6 minutes. Which, if I'm making a 15-minute video, that means they're staying around for a third of it. And when I go on the little analytics thing, I go down, I see like, you know, 10, 15% have watched all of it, including the dumb bit at the end where I walk off, right? So people are still engaging with the video, even though like for that 20 seconds when these things that pop up, you see them. People are still like watching the video now. I'm not even talking in the rest of these videos. I'm in this one, but in the rest of them I'm not. So I don't know why they're sticking around. Maybe they're just washing the dishes and stuff and they can't like touch their phone with soapy hands.